Welcome to Rave and Rant, where we praise the praiseworthy and roast the rest. Each episode, we dive into reviews and tips on businesses, health, products, and services that matter to you. Now, let's meet our dynamic hosts. Julian, a seasoned entrepreneur and tech enthusiast who keeps you ahead of the curve. And Olivia, our health and wellness expert with unfiltered takes on the latest trends. Together, they'll help you navigate what's worth your time and what's not. So sit back, relax, and get ready for an episode packed with honest opinions and valuable insights. This is Rave and Rant.
Hey, let's unpack this. When you picture the Western lifestyle, what comes to mind? Boots, spurs, maybe a cowboy hat silhouetted against a dusty sunset, right? It's a powerful image, definitely iconic. But for the two brothers we're diving into today, that picture is really just scratching the surface. For Paden and Wyatt Bray, Western isn't just, an aesthetic. It's like the air they breathe. It's fundamental. So we've pulled together a stack of sources here, mainly drawing insights from an article called Bray Brothers, Rodeo, Western Life, and Enduring Character, which comes from the Kimes Ranch blog. And our mission in this deep dive really is to pull out the key nuggets about their journey, their pretty relentless work ethic, and what makes them such a force in rodeo. Yeah. And while we're at it, see what lessons their story might hold for all of us about success and being authentic, especially now in 2025.
Yeah, and what's so compelling, I think, is how their story goes way beyond just the rodeo arena, It's like a living example of these enduring values, grit, integrity, humility, things like that. It really shows us that real success, the lasting kind, it's built bit by bit. It's not just something you put out there or curate for people to see. They truly embody that spirit our sources talk about. Born to rope, race for the long haul.
Born to rope. Yeah, I like that. The sources actually say Paden and Wyatt both picked up a rope when they were just 5 years old. Now, okay, for kids growing up around rodeo, maybe that's not totally out there. But what is pretty remarkable is turning that early start into a professional rodeo career. We're talking high stakes, high earning stuff. They've really become one of the most formidable team roping pairs out there, always pushing themselves.
It's interesting, isn't it? Because when people see them succeeding consistently, performing at that level, well, it's easy to assume they're just naturals, right? Born with it. But the sources are really clear on this. The truth isn't so much about raw talent. It's much, much more about sheer hard work, discipline, effort. They've simply been putting in more hours, working harder than almost anyone else for longer. Paden, for example, he's a healer, right? The one roping the hind legs and team roping. He's already got 3 National Finals Rodeo qualifications under his belt. That's like the Super Bowl of rodeo, basically. And he's good at tie-down roping, too, so he's got range. Wyatt, well, he's a bit newer to the PRCA ranks. That's the Professional Rodeo Cowboys Association circuit, the big leagues. But he's making a name for himself fast, really proving he's a serious contender, putting down consistently fast runs.
And that dedication, it's not just about the roping itself. It seems like it's woven into everything they do, even down to the gear they choose. Our sources really emphasize this for them. Good gear isn't about looking flashy. It's about durability. It has to last. I mean, think about it. Anyone who spent like 14 hours in the saddle day after day, they know wear and tear isn't just some casual phrase. It's constant. It's brutal. So the Brays, apparently they rely on Kimes Ranch's raw Dylan jeans because they're built tough enough for those long days ranching or on the road.
Yeah, that detail about the gear, it really highlights their whole approach. It's authentic. In the arena, they go for the KR team shirt. Looks sharp enough for competing, sure, but the key is it's functional. It lets them move. And then after the rodeo, they switch to something like the Grimes shirt. Comfortable, but still, presentable, clean cut. It says a lot about their priorities, doesn't it? It's not about fitting the brand's image. It's about the brand fitting their life. It's just a very practical, grounded way of thinking. Utility, durability, not just chasing trends.
Yeah, exactly. But it goes beyond the clothes or even the performance. What really stands out, I think, is how that same authentic vibe translates to how they treat people. In a sport like rodeo, you get all sorts. And yeah, sometimes you run into some pretty big egos. But Paden and Wyatt, they've built a completely different kind of reputation. People consistently say they're the guys who'll stick around to help load cattle, or they'll shake hands with every single volunteer. They just genuinely seem to leave people feeling better for having met them. It's not just manners. It seems like it's who they are.
And that's precisely why a brand like Kimes Ranch doesn't just write them a check. They actually align with them. They want to be associated with that. We hear the word authentic thrown around so much in marketing these days, it's almost lost its meaning sometimes. But the sources really paint the Brays as the genuine article. Humble, grounded, just good people. And that speaks volumes, right? It shows that their character is like real currency in their world, actual value. It earns them a kind of respect that goes way beyond just winning buckles or prize money. It actually kind of helps redefine what Western success even looks like today. It's not just about winning, it's about building those relationships too.
You can really see that character, that work ethic, driving them on the PRCA trail, which is, let's be honest, absolutely grueling. It's no joke out there. We're talking constant travel, money that's not always predictable, and just the relentless pressure of staying ranked high in a super competitive field.
Oh, absolutely. It's a grind.
But the Brays, they aren't letting up. Not at all. This summer alone, the source gives some great examples of their performance. Like at Prescott's world's oldest rodeo. They laid down a blistering 6.0-second team roping run, nabbed over $3,000. Then, Basin City Freedom Rodeo boomed a 4.3-second win. And Paden took the all-around title there, too.
The all-around means he won the most money across different events. Right?
Exactly. Walked away with over $4,500 just from that one rodeo. And Wyatt, he wasn't just sitting back either. He proved his own skill up in Mandan, North Dakota, got a 4.1-second win, though with a different partner that time. Shows his versatility.
The results really do speak for themselves, don't they? It's impressive. But it also just highlights that relentless dedication you need to keep performing at that level week in, week out. Wyatt's piled up over $13,000 in season earnings already, and Paden, he's over $11,000 this season, which puts him, I think, fourth in the overall world standings right now. He's earned over $72,000 just in 2025. Getting closer to that $1 million career earnings mark, too, currently over $917,000. That's serious.
Wow.
Yeah. And Wyatt, he's actively climbing those rankings. He's chasing that top 15 spot, the one that gets you into the National Finals Rodeo. So it's not just about the individual wins. It's about that consistent drive, that pursuit of excellence in this really demanding high-pressure world where, as we said, your reputation, how you treat people, that matters just as much as your skill with a rope.
Okay, so when we pull all these different threads together, you know, the grit, the integrity, the sheer consistency, what's the takeaway here? Why does their story actually matter, especially for us today?
Well, the first thing that hits me is how their success feels genuinely earned. It's not curated for Instagram. They don't need a filter, right? Their hard work, the results. That speaks way louder than any carefully crafted image. Absolutely. And building on that, what's clear from the sources is that the Bray brothers aren't just like preserving some old-fashioned Western lifestyle. They're proving it's not stuck in the past.
Yeah.
Yes, it's still dusty, it's still demanding work, but it's evolving. It's become this sort of living, breathing discipline. It blends tradition with modern professionalism, smart business sense, and that unwavering character we talked about, that mixed tradition and the modern approach. That's really key to understanding how they're kind of redefining what Western means in 2025.
Yeah, redefining it. And finally, maybe the most important point, their story is just a really powerful reminder that character, it's still currency, it still matters a lot. You really can't fake respect in the rodeo world, or honestly in any world when it comes down to it. These guys seem to have banked plenty of it. So, okay, we've done this deep dive into Paden and Wyatt Bray's journey. We've seen how it's this powerful testament to grit, to real authenticity, and to the idea that some traditions, they don't just hang around. They evolve. They become, like you said, a living discipline for today. Now, here's something maybe to chew on. We've talked about how they built this amazing reputation helping out, shaking hands, leaving people better off, earning respect from sponsors like Kimes Ranch. But what does all that really mean for you, maybe thinking beyond the rodeo arena?
It's a fascinating question, isn't it? Because if you zoom out, look at the bigger picture. The Bray brothers' story raises a really important point, I think. In a world where so much seems curated, filtered, presented just for effect, what's the actual lasting value of character as currency? Not just in pro sports, but in anything you do, any job, any industry, even just your personal interactions. Their journey really suggests that things like humility, integrity, that relentless dedication, they aren't just nice to have traits. Maybe they're actually the most solid foundations you can build for success and respect. The kind that speaks louder than any filter long after, the dust settles.
Something for you to mull over, definitely.
Yeah.
As you think about what authentic qualities really define success in your own life.
That's a wrap for this episode of Rave and Rant. We hope you found our insights helpful and thought-provoking. Don't forget to subscribe to the podcast so you never miss out on our latest reviews and tips. If you enjoyed the show, please leave us a rating and review. It really helps us reach more listeners like you. Have a topic you'd like us to cover or something you want us to rave or rant about? Connect with us on social media or visit our website to share your suggestions. Thank you for tuning in. Until next time, keep exploring what's worth your time and what's not. This is Rave and Rant, where we praise the praiseworthy and roast the rest.